people who are making it from here. Waiting make you think say you know if you make am. If you're coming with the mindset of, oh, okay, we're going to Canada, you need to also be prepared to do the work because rent ain't cheap. Canada is somewhere that I'd always dreamt about coming. Oh, you can get electricity support. When you call 911, brothers and sisters, they will be in your house in like 10 minutes. While making a lot of money makes sense, but why keep myself and use half of it to pay tax when I can just make a small amount of money and pay a small amount of tax? If you want to come, come. Don't say it's me that say don't come because it is cold. Looking for jobs in Canada is not like the easiest thing to do. Canada just gives me the peace of mind that I really, really, really want. I want to come to Canada. I want to go to Canada. I want to come to Canada. I want to go to Canada. Can you really handle Canada when you come? Let's get right into the video. Hey, my loves, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Adeshola Miss Spence, but my friends call me Spence Money. They call me Spence Dollars, Spence No Limit. Because over here, I'm claiming all the money. Anyway, if you're coming across my video for the very first time, thank you. You're welcome. On this channel is actually all about vibes. I have another channel where I talk about finance on a more serious note. But here, I'm being a baby girl. Even if we're going to, eventually get into finance on here, it's gonna be subtle, okay? Anyway, in this video, I thought to share with you things I wish I knew before moving to Canada. I know. Today I was on a live video and it was just a random live on TikTok on my Adeshola Miss channel, and somebody was asking me why did I move to Canada, or what was the question? Something related to what was the reason, if I had like anything. And my response was just like, I just moved because I had a PR placement kind of thing, PR visa. I just moved. It was not like I had like any intentions or anything. So looking back, I just felt like maybe I didn't really think about it properly before we moved. I mean, it was such a great thing for us to move. Canada is somewhere that I'd always dreamed about coming. I remember back in 2016, fresh out of university, I was 20 years old. I went to the Canadian Embassy back in Lekki. So I thought that if you want to apply for visa, you go to the Canadian Embassy and do your inquiries. So that was what I did back then. I just went there and I met this really cute guy. His name is CY. It was the security, and he kind of like explained everything to me, right? But I didn't have like a lot of resources or to kind of, I don't know. I just kind of like, a lot of things happened and I gave up. My uncle was saying, so after that time, I just kind of like chilled off until I got talking with my husband back, and then we started putting things together to come. He had been in the pool. If you want to watch like my how we got a PR and everything, I'm gonna link it somewhere here. So today I just thought to share with you things I wish I knew before moving to Canada, and I have like a list here just to make sure that I don't forget like some of the pointers that I want to talk about. And the first one here is the temperature. Canada cold, my brother and sister. Canada is cold. I don't know. Like, let me say it again. Canada is very, 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 very cold. I mean, in Ontario is it's a lot subtle, like it's better. It's not like, but it's still cold. As a Nigerian who is used to living in a very hot weather, Canada is too cold. It is extremely cold. There are some provinces where they even go to like minus 44 degrees. Do you understand? That is how cold it is. But thankfully, because I work from home, I'm always in my house. I don't kind of like feel the cold. But the minute I step out from my house to even my car, I don't freeze. There was a day I was in the snow and my hand don't melt together. Like blood was not flowing and I had gloves on. I promise you, it was that bad. Change that. So before you come to Canada, just know that it's very, very good. If you want to come, come. Don't say it's me that say don't come because it is good. We are surviving. We are managing. As Nigerians, there's nothing that we cannot do to survive it. The number two on my list is the credit card system. And I absolutely love Canada's credit card system. As someone who came from Nigeria that has no, credit score, no credit system or nothing, you always have to pay out of pocket. I feel like I'm quite good with money. I don't pass my boundaries. I don't buy things that I cannot afford. There's a rule that says, there's something that says if you can buy 10 times That's when you can afford it. Even if I can buy 10 times, I still will not buy it. If I feel like I don't need it, nothing concern me. Do you understand? So I try as much as possible to live, not necessarily live below my means, but I just try as much as possible to cut my coat below my size. Okay. I only buy things that I need. So when I got introduced to the credit system, at first I was scared because I was like, hey, I'm people new. But when you realize that this credit card is not free money, it's just like an advance. Like, okay, you want to buy something, you cannot afford it right now, but you have some money coming in the next couple of days. Use this one to pay and you can return it back. And that way you get to also build like your credit score, right? My credit score is not really the best because I've actually not figured out how to kind of like go about it completely. The way I buy things, because we just moved, I always have to buy things. Then I buy things, I return them if I don't like them. So my credit score is not really, really the best, especially because I'm not so interested in building a credit score that bad, right? I'm not somebody who likes to buy things on credit, for example. I don't think I would have a need for it now, although I'm still kind of like trying to build the credit score, right? But I'm just saying I'm not applying any pressure whatsoever. So in essence, when you come, you're gonna have like access to credit cards. I remember when I first came, I started with CIBC and then I went to RBC. I also had like a Walmart credit card. I'm going to make another video about that Walmart credit card. And on this credit card, they kind of like give you cash backs. Walmart gives, CIBC gives. I don't know. I started using RBC sometimes last month, and I only use it for like grocery shopping because I use it at Costco mostly. So I don't really know about the cashback, but a lot of these credit cards will give you cash back, especially when you are a newcomer in Canada. So you want to take advantage of the credit card. You want to make sure you're building your credit score as you should. Don't go and spend the money in your credit. It's not free. Outside, if you are going to do that, you understand? So just try as much as possible to use it to build your credit score. The third one is that there is help in Canada. Don't let anybody tell you anything. Ask questions. There is childcare support, there is electricity support, there is housing support, there's help with gas bill, there is free food, you get free clothing. You just need to ask. When we were at Burlington, right, there is this place I used to go to every week, and they give us free food every damn week. If there is anything I will even single-handedly point out, is that they give me diapers, 10 pieces of diapers every single week, times 4. In a month, that's 40 pieces. When you buy a box of diapers in Canada, some are like 48 pieces. Me, I go for the really cheap ones. Okay, so I buy from Costco and it's like $50 for one that has like 132 pieces in it, right? But 40 out of 132 pieces, it means like in 3 months, I must have gotten like a whole box of diaper. Do you understand? So there are places where you get like free food, free clothing. There are places where you can get help with your gas bill if you're running late. I think that one's like a one-time thing. There is housing support if you cannot afford to rent. You have to register with somebody, with some agency, and then they will link you up with something. They give you free. When I went to make my hair sometimes last year, I was having a conversation with this woman, and she told me they are not paying rent where they were staying. Completely free. And the house was like a proper house with basement. I met somebody last month in January. I took an Uber, then it was a Nigerian. Then we started talking and was telling me about how the house is living in is free. And they came in as permanent residents. So it also doesn't matter what kind of pathway you coming through. Just make sure that you ask questions, whether you're a student, there is childcare support. I don't pay daycare bills like as I am like this is free, completely free. When I was in Burlington, I was obviously paying, right? I was paying for 2 days, they were paying for 3 days. And because I was doing like a part-time course, and right now I'm still doing the course, but they evaluated it as a full-time course. So I'm paying no daycare fees. It's free. Do you understand? But if you don't ask questions, there is no way to know. The electricity support, it was just a friend of mine who told me that, oh, you can get electricity support, right? And then they give you like credit, maybe like $45 every month or $50 every month. That's part of it. Housing support, book. Just ask questions, okay? The fourth one is that there is healthcare and it's also free. So I don't want to waste time too much. This video is already dragging too long. There is healthcare and it's also free, although it may not be immediate. So I would recommend that you get a family doctor when you get here, right? Essentially, these are things that I wish I knew before coming, but it's becoming things that you should know before coming to Canada. So get like a family doctor, and because when you go to like private healthcare or like public, it's not like always immediate, except it's an emergency and there is an ambulance. When you call 911, brothers and sisters, they will be in your house in like 10 minutes. If you are not able to get to your house in 10 minutes, they will send like an emergency respondent or something. Do you understand? Because this is a real life situation that has played out for me. So I kind of like know about that. Then the transport system is also very much, pretty much okay. We have the trains, we have the buses, and then we have like Ubers, Lyfts, proper ride for people who can afford that. Although my husband told me that the transport system is a little bit compared to like the UK, because he went to the UK, like he's gone to the UK a couple of times, and he's always said that the UK has like a better transport system. Like for example, I stay on this street now in UK, you can get a bus that will bring you directly to your street. But in Canada, most of them are just like major roads, so you have to come down. If I were to take a bus, I'll have to get down at like one junction, then walk down to my house. But six is that there are taxes. You pay taxes on everything. Brothers and sisters, if you buy human being, you pay tax. If you buy poo poo, you pay tax. You pay GST and you pay HST on things that you buy. Compared to like other countries, like UK, for example, when I ask my friends, they've already added the tax to whatever it is you want to buy. But in Canada, you buy this mic and then they had your 5% or 13% tax. So I think 30% is the GST and 5% is the HST for Ontario. So it varies depending on your province. I heard that some provinces like maybe Alberta, Calgary, I don't even know the difference. Manitoba, like they are cheaper. So it also varies depending on where you stay. And then they're also going to charge you income tax. That's why I said the more money, in one of my videos I talked about, the more work you do, the more money you see me, I'm just a content creator. I know they make money way plenty, so they will pay. Because I mean, while making a lot of money makes sense, but why keep myself and use half of it to pay tax when I can just make a small amount of money and pay a small amount of tax? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so I kind of like prefer it this way. The only downside to being a content creator is that you don't get to make the same amount of money every month. That is why having an emergency fund kind of like work. Then number seven will be that the cost of living in Canada, a high chip. This house is a 4 bedroom and we pay 2,600 every single month just for living in here. If I take 2,600 Canadian dollars to Nigeria, that's not a lot of money to get an apartment, like a 4 bedroom apartment. But I know I can get one somewhere in Ibadan, because the previous apartment I was staying before I moved to Canada was 1,100,000 naira for a 3 bedroom apartment, and it had 4 bathrooms, a huge sitting room, a dining room, and a kitchen. I even had a balcony. Do you understand? For 1,100,000. See, now I want to go back to Nigeria and I want to spend 2,400,000 naira on an apartment, I will probably get something like this or better. You can see that I'm closing my eyes. It's just how I feel. But I mean, that is the economy of Nigeria and this is this place. But that's just what I'm saying, is that if you're coming with the mindset of, oh, okay, we're going to Canada, you need to also be prepared to do the work, because rent ain't cheap. You have to pay your rent every single month. So the rent like is not very cheap. Now the eighth one I have here is like the job market and employment. I mean, when I moved here, I tried looking for jobs. Okay, because I'm also even still actively looking for jobs. I'm looking to get like a job in the finance sector where I can gain like hands-on experience on things that I already know, right? But getting a job is not like the easiest here in Canada. Although I've not actively searched though, but based on like research, based on things that I've heard people say, looking for jobs in Canada is not like the easiest thing to do. But if you're in like the healthcare sector, for example, you can easily, because people do like all these health worker something like a course, a certification, something that a lot of people do. So a lot of people kind of like go into the healthcare sector because there is money in there and they need people. Then we also have like the IT department, skills trade, and then the finance. Those are some of like the popular areas where you can quickly, get like a job offer. Although me, I never see, because I never to really find. Do you understand? So yeah, I think those are just some of the things that I wanted to share with you. Things that you should know before you move to Canada, so that you can come fully prepared. I'm not one to tell you that, oh, don't come to Canada. Canada is an amazing country. Okay, you're gonna love it, right? There's probably a reason why you're leaving your home country. Nobody wants to leave their home country, okay? Nobody wants to leave their mommy, their daddy, their siblings, and start afresh in a country where we don't know anybody, right? But since we've already made the decision to come here, I would like to think, okay, at debut, let us make do with whatever we have and then just try to live our best life you get out of it. You can also watch a video I posted. I think, should it be here or here? Yeah. I'm going to leave the link to the video here where I talked about some of the skills and things you can do in Canada to make like some extra couple of dollars in your bank account, that kind of a thing. Coming to Canada is obviously not a very easy thing to do. That I know firsthand, because even when we came here as permanent residents, I remember that for the first few months I was complaining bitterly, like, oh my God, I want to go back. I remember I was always calling a friend of mine, telling him I want to go back, I want to do this. And I mean, after a while, I moved from like the complaining stage. So in my mind, I have like three stages. There is the complaining stage, there is the realization stage. Okay. So after complaining, you move to the realization stage, like, okay, this is the situation now. How can we make the best out of it? How can we make the most out of it? You kind of like get to that stage, and from there you move to the acceptance stage. Personally, I feel like I'm in the acceptance stage. I've accepted the fact that I have to pay rent every month, I have to pay my bills every month, I have to go do groceries every month. You have to sort out this, do this by yourself, do this by yourself, do that by yourself. There's no brother Kamaru anywhere that I can call to do anything. There's no Auntie Shade, all of those things. So I'm at the acceptance stage, and in 1 year, in the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be a year that we move to Canada. So, and I love Canada with all my heart. I do love Nigeria. Nigeria is my home country, but Canada just gives me the peace of mind that I really, really, really want. And because I also want my child to kind of like grow up in a saner environment. So I'm kind of like more inclined to stay here even more. But I mean, situations can change, because I also want my child to experience Nigeria. So I may move back to Nigeria in the next couple of years again, just for my children to experience the Nigerian culture. But right now, I am loving it. And if you have like a plan, a dream to come to Canada, my love, just make sure that you pursue it with all your heart. Have an open mind. Don't come with a mind of, oh, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be rough. The path is going to be chaotic. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like, you're going to feel all sort of emotions. But I promise you, you're going to scale through. People are surviving. People are making it from here. Wetin make you think say you know fit make am? You want do real estate, there's an opportunity. You want sell car, there's an opportunity. Everything that you've always wanted to do in Nigeria that you cannot do, there is an opportunity to do them here. I tell you. See now, there's lights 247. I can decide to shoot this video from now to next tomorrow. They no carry lights. If they want carry light, they go message me say, we want carry lights. That's how it is. Anyway, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, share these videos among your friends. If you feel like you know anyone who this video is going to be beneficial to, make sure to send this video to them. Thank you very much. Make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. I have two Instagram pages. I have one at Adeshalami and I have one at Spense. Make sure to also follow me on TikTok at Adeshalami and at Spense. I have like multiple personalities, but you can just follow me on all depending on who you want to see at every point in time. But like I said, on this channel, it's like we are not doing no robotic kind of thing. We're just really calm, really chilled, and just trying to have fun in general. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer each and every one of it. Thank you very much again. Stay safe, stay fabulous. I am going to see my next one.